before you get out of here, Sean, you got to let the people say the title of the video was that Haney Norman won't happen. What makes you feel that way, Sean?
Oh man, I didn't know that was gonna get put on the thing the way that it was put on the thing.
You the same person that believed Tyson and Paul wasn't gonna happen. What's gonna happen?
When Paul and Tyson, I just felt like there was a lot of things that didn't make sense.
God tried, like he gave Tyson like a messed up ulcer and everything. He tried
when the fight first didn't happen. I kind of was. I had a little thing on me, like I told y'all it wasn't gonna happen. And funny thing is, once the fight came back up, I said, oh, snap, this fight is actually going to happen. The thing that I overlooked with that fight was the business. The business trumped anything that I could even fathom. Like, it doesn't make sense. This right here just don't make sense. It don't make sense. I don't know. Does the business make sense for it?
It make more sense than Tyson Paul.
I mean, yeah, but does the business part of it make sense?
It does from the standpoint of Turkey is the one handing out the big money, and the Haneys, they Eddie would still work with them. Everybody would still work with them, but they've thumbed their nose at Hearn a little bit and Bob Arum, and they've never had a real relationship with Heyman. Yeah. So Turkey is where it's at money wise, and it's one of their not that it's the last stop. Again, they could work with the other promoters. He's undefeated, and but. This is the fight Turkey seems to want, and it's a back against the wall moment for Haney. Yeah, this is a lot of people think he won't win this fight. I think he's a slight favorite at the books, but a lot of boxing people think Norman's all wrong for him. You got Turkey singling out his Ramirez fight in so many words, right? And talking about it. So this is a moment of greatness for Haney if he gets in that ring and pulls this off, because his back's against the wall. A lot of people don't think he's going to win this fight. Yeah, to his promoter Turkey, kind of backing them in. Okay, you want my money? I want you to fight this killer at 47.
I just feel like where the way the fight went against Jose Ramirez, and I just can't imagine them feeling comfortable and confident to take a fight with Brian Norman Jr.
It's a roll of the dice for sure.
And shout out to Brian Norman Jr., right? So he actually called me. Remember I said I was on the phone with his dad? He texted me. He said, yo, you was on the phone with me, not my dad. I'm like, yo, grown-ass man. This dude got a deep voice and everything. I thought I'm on the phone with your dad. But shout out to Brian Norman Jr. Like I said, we should be having him on the very next show. If you tune in to see him today, and I'm sorry we didn't get him. Just, conflicts and working on it, working through it. But back to this. When it comes to this, I just think that I can't imagine the camp is comfortable enough to take this fight. And so I'm going to go on record for saying this. I don't think the fight happens. I think that there's going to be something within the Haney camp that prevents this fight from happening. I'm not saying they're ducking Brian Norman Jr., but what I am saying is that this don't make sense to me. It's just something that I don't know how it makes sense for Haney, for the Haney camp, and I think that they're gonna maybe realize something, and something's gonna happen. They're gonna end up backpedaling out of this.
One thing about the Haney camp, they will call out the world and fight nobody. I've heard them call out Shakira, Tank, T.O., everybody, and then fight nobody.
I think that with this one, I think they might have,
fought Lomachenko, Kambosos, Jojo Linares, Prograis, Ryan, Ramirez.
Come on, it's time to fight the names. Well, you're not giving us nothing.
That's Bill in my head making me say that. Still.
It's time to fight them boys. It's time to fight them guys now.
I think the fight does happen, and I think kind of similar to Shakur,
it happens.
Where not only it happens, but the back's against the wall. Everybody, including now, it's the promoter. Forget the fans. Now
you speak like that, kind of like swayed me, but because that's the title, I gotta back up.
No, right. I thought the same thought Sean did. I'm like, wow, this is a really risky fight for Devin. Are Devin and Bill really going to take this fight? I mean, they're warriors. Everybody at this level is, but
let me try to make this make sense, just in case I didn't. I'm going to make sure I'm on record, because I told you, I said Devin's not done. I said, he didn't look very good in his last fight, and I said, I think I know why.
You almost had to expect that coming off the Garcia fight.
I didn't expect it, but I just felt like, okay, so here's the analogy I'll give real quick. I just feel like you go back to the drawing board, and I feel like when they came into the ring with Jose Ramirez, maybe it was just something that Devin had in the back of his mind. And I've gone to the ring like that, where this is the game plan, but this is what's in the back of my mind. And if I have to, I'm going to do what I feel I need to do in order to do this. And I think that may have even been what happened. He got into his own head. And so with that being said, coming back from Ryan Garcia, I felt like they just needed to take some steps. And I feel like right here, you're skipping 2 steps, easily skipping two steps to get in the ring with Brian Norman Jr. That doesn't make sense to me. I feel like they should still be making some steps to kind of get back where they need to be. At the end of the day, after I had my fight with Kell Brook, we didn't even go back to the drawing board. It was my dad in my face. Like, what was that? What are you doing? Why did you do it? That can't happen again. And let's get back in here and let's do what we got to do.
They might not like the money that you make fighting Eric Bonet.
He's not built. You're not built to. That's too. Y'all built different.
Well, what I'm saying is, after that fight, we don't know what happens at home when it's just them. We don't know if they actually had that. Hey, Dev, what was you doing, Dev? Why was you moving like that, Dev? You didn't this, you didn't do that. You know what I mean? We don't know. We don't. Yeah. So I that's the only thing that I can expect or could think. And I just feel like this is soon. And I'm like, this don't make sense. Why now? But you're right. Their back could be against the wall.
And I can see them if they lose. Bill, we fought the killer at 147. We fought the best man they had at 147. Who ain't gonna do it? And Devin did it. I can see Bill if they lose.
And this would be my advice to Bill Haney and the Haney camp: don't abort your plan. Don't throw out your map because that fight with Ryan Garcia happened and you got a smudge on the map. Now you done got past that smudge and you got another stain on the. Don't abort your map. Don't abort your plan. Stick with your plan. If your plan was to build your kid up so that he could become one of the greatest of all time, I personally don't think this is the way to go. If y'all think that he gonna get in the ring and perform, there is a world where Devin Haney wins this fight.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Based on his last performance,
no.
I don't see how physically.
I doubt that guy would show up for Brian Norman.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Yeah,
he'll come correct.
Yeah, so.
But I think I actually agree with Brian's father's assessment. I heard him on an interview say he thinks between all the stuff Turkey's saying and he's gonna come to fight Devin, and I think he will too. And there is a chance Devin at 47, feeling comfortable, pulls off something special and not only regains where he was, but beyond where he was before. Because, again, a lot of people in boxing think Brian Norman wins this fight. I think Brian Norman wins this fight. So if Devin can get in there and beat who I think with Jaron Ennis moving up is the most dangerous and complete welterweight in the game, not the most proven guy. A lot of people are out there going, no, you pick him against Devin Haney because he knocked out Jin Sasaki with no defense and all. Yeah, I hear you, but I like what I'm seeing from Norman at 47. And I think Haney's going to come out and tag if the fight happens, because it's a long way until November, to Sean's point. And Brian could get injured. We don't know. We got a long way to go for that whole card to hold up. Remember, the card in February, by the time we got there, Kid Austin's out, Daniel Dubois out against Parker. So we'll see if we get there with everybody healthy and intact. I think Haney shows up. I think he's strong at welterweight. I think he takes a lead against Brian Norman. But I think people are sleeping on Norman's ability to adjust. I haven't seen a high guard from Norman. He's been able to fight in the center of the ring and make adjustments there. Haney, if he's a step out in front and he gets off to a good start like I think he might, he's going to test the composure and the IQ and the adjustments of Norman. If Norman can make those adjustments, the power, and he's an underrated athlete. He's got the speed to catch up to Haney. Once he gets the timing down, he might be behind early, but he'll catch up to him. And that's where the power might be a little bit too much. And Bill would maybe have to make a decision down the stretch of a fight where Devin gets off to a good start, but once Norman catches up to him, the fight swings a big way in his favor.
Norman definitely has late round power.
Both coming off victories. One coming in with momentum, one coming in with none.
But it's a beautiful opportunity for Haney to not only shut everyone up, but make everyone respect him on a level that a lot of people haven't just yet. So,
what does Haney do if he loses this fight, especially by knockout?
I think if he loses a really good fight, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. And that's my early forecast.
If you show your balls,
I think he will.
Yeah.
He's going to let that right hand go early against Norman. He's going to catch Norman, and I think he's going to get off to a good start. But Norman, he'll make adjustments, and we'll see what happens in the second half. You know,
I think some tough sparring would help.
Oh yeah, we got
bring Shawn Porter in.
Don't do that.
Bring Shawn Porter in. Some tough sparring.
I ain't messing around with them.
Let your son whoop Shawn ass.
Right.
That's what usually he'll say something like that.
That's what's going to happen.
We brought Shawn in.
Yeah, have an amicable conversation before you get in the ring.
Hey,
yeah, there's going to be some animosity
we
there.
brought Shawn Porter in, whooped his ass. Why you think we wasn't going to whoop his ass? Shout out to Bill. Bill would say something like
well, you know, the white boy was there. He whooped Shawn's ass when he was 15. So
that's the buddy Antt. Antt seen it. Shout out to Bill, man. Let's wrap up.